Welcome back. Just thinking to all of those people in Australia who think I'm crazy, Chanel Friedman can now join the list because she must have thought I was absolutely crazy introducing her as Shane Dye's fiancée. But there you go. I guess everyone makes them. A man who makes a lot of people laugh throughout the world is our next guest waiting for us in Hollywood. He's one of the truly funny men in the world, and here's a little spot that he did on the Muppet movie.
Can you help me? I have lost my sense of direction.
Have you tried Hare Krishna?
No. No, I mean, I'm really lost.
1 second. Darn, I missed. You know, that's the first thing to go on a frog, his tongue. The tongue goes and you can't catch flies.
Oh, that's rough. I'm sorry about your tongue, but I have to get out of this swamp. I have to catch a plane.
With that tongue? No way. But seriously, there's a boat dock just downstream.
Thank you.
Just watch out for the alligators.
I will. Alligators?
When you see that man's face, you feel a whole lot better. So let's feel a whole lot better. In our Hollywood studios, please welcome Mr. Dom DeLuise. Hiya, Dom. That's just terrific. Welcome to the show, Dom.
Oh, it's so nice to be here.
Are they looking after you?
Yes, they're treating me just wonderfully. They gave me this, you know, and they said, put it wherever I want, and I'm thrilled.
And what about the flag? Did you recognize that as an Australian flag?
Oh, are you kidding? Sure. Listen, there are Australian things in this country all over the place. We like Australia. We want Australia. In fact, I'm eating one of your fruits. They just sent one of these. This is one of your Australian fruits, isn't it?
That's
and
banana, yes.
I've learned how to eat it, too. Great. Wonderful.
Dom, I mentioned before that when we see your face, we all feel a whole lot better. Are you personally always happy?
No, I'm not always happy, but I mean, I like to be responsible for my own response. In other words, the way you view the issue is the issue. You understand? So if I want to be unhappy, I can say, gee, 30 people asked for my autograph today, and it really, you know, bothered me, or, gee, I'm so lucky. It just depends on what you want. And I really choose to be happy most of the time because I'm very fortunate. I have children, a wife. Can I show you some of my kids?
Certainly.
Peter, my son Peter's on 21 Jump Street. He was 23 years old. I took this off my wall just because of you. Actually,
you did an episode with him in 21 Jump Street, didn't you?
I did an episode with him. And Michael, this is my I have Peter, Michael, David, 23, 20, and 18. It changes every year. This is Michael. This is another picture of Michael because he knows the photographer personally. And this is my 17-year-old David with lots of hair.
Yeah.
So I'm very pleased. And then I have a lovely wife, Carol, and I have a dog that does her duty outside, so I'm really lucky.
Well, a wonderful life you have, Dom. No wonder you always look happy. Everything's gone so beautifully for you.
Well, nuts. I mean, I'd like to lose 100 pounds, you know. I'd like to see my feet again.
You know, I spoke to you by satellite. You were in England the last time I spoke to you, about, I guess 5, 6 years ago. And you said exactly the same thing then, that you wanted to lose 100 pounds. You haven't managed to do it, obviously.
I know that's 200 I owe you.
You've come to the right show, though, because our sponsor is Jenny Craig, and they are experts in losing weight. Have you ever tried seriously to lose that poundage?
No, I'd like to. Why don't you have Jenny Craig send me lunch, and I'll see what happens. No, what does Jenny Craig do? Is that an exercise place?
No, it's basically diet, and it's a whole... Matter of fact, the Jenny Craig organisation, they attack it from all areas, psychologically too. Would you be willing to do that?
That's the part. Psychologically, you see, because if I change this hat, I feel differently. See, you know what I'm saying? But my favorite hat of all is, of course... Dom,
do you think, though, that some people, particularly famous performers, who are known to be just a little overweight, when they lose a hell of a lot of weight, they lose a lot of their own personality.
I don't think that that is really true. I always thought, gee, if I get skinny, people won't laugh at me. They have laughed at me when I was skinny. My wife on our honeymoon in our bedroom. It was dark. She was still laughing.
Dom, what are the plans? What have you got on the burners at the moment, career-wise?
Okay, one of the things that's happening is that there's a new show, an animated cartoon that I did with Bert Reynolds called All Dogs Go to Heaven. He gets to play a German Shepherd, and I get to play a Dachshund, and we get to sing songs, and it's a nice adventure for Bert because he now has a kid called Quentin, a new baby. So Bert Reynolds is recently married to Lonnie Anderson, whose neck size, by the way, is 21. Her waist, I screwed that up. Her waist is 21, and my neck is 21. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we have nothing in common.
We might come back to that a little later on. You made that movie in Florida, didn't you?
We did the voice right in Florida. Bert has now moved from LA because I think he wants to raise his son in the Florida weather, but he also has a new television show called BL Striker. Lonnie Anderson is a very kind of together lady, and she has a ring on each finger, a diamond, lots of bracelets with diamonds, and the baby's just this big. So between her two hands, there's lots and lots of diamonds. When she changes the baby's diaper, I look and I see diamonds and poop and poop and diamonds and diamonds and poop and you know.
Dom, when you look at somebody like your good friend Bert Reynolds, do you ever wish that you were a sex symbol, or are you?
No, well, I mean, maybe in my heart I'm a sex symbol, but I think a sex symbol has a lot of trouble. I've been with Bert a lot. One time here's this sex symbol. He was taking a shower in a movie, in a movie that Bert made with Mel Brooks. And he was naked, and my job was to invade his shower, and we soaked up his back. And here is this sex symbol, and you know, because he was sexy, I was in the back, he was in the front. And I soaped up his back, and we did it many, many times. So the third time, fourth time, the fifth time, I grabbed his ass. You know, when am I gonna have that opportunity again? He has the smallest buns in the world. I have a wallet bigger than that. I've seen Bert Reynolds naked, please. No big thing.
Forget it. In other words, what you're saying is if one of my female viewers was shipwrecked at sea and there were two islands, you were on one and Bert was on the other, she should swim towards your island?
I'll build her a boat.
Dom, you've also made a movie with Gene Hackman and Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, in which you play a porno king, don't you?
I play a porno king, right. Now, Gene Hackman is a very organic, kind of spontaneous actor. And I loved working with him and Dan Aykroyd. It's called Loose Cannons. That should be out very, very soon. My favorite actor to work with, though, is Bert, because when we're ad-libbing, a lot of times they just leave it on camera and they say, that's it, you know. If he says something, very often he tries to break me up. And so I have a kind of a love. He's like a brother to me, you know. I must admit that I liked working with him. I was in Florida for a whole month, and I got to be directed by Bert in this movie for the television called Die Laughing on BL Striker. And he's a good man, and he's like a little kid with his baby, you know. You see him playing with Quentin. We're about the same age, and he just has a kid for the first time, and it really warms your heart to see his response to Quentin, you know, his new adopted son. It's great.
I'm told that you've tried out for opera, too. I didn't realize you could sing.
Well, I mean, I can't really sing, but I mean, I did an opera, Orpheus in the Underworld, in L.A., and I got to do a little bit of singing. And this Christmas, I'm going to be in Deflatormouse playing the jailer at the New York Met, and I'll be rubbing elbows. Now, I'm going to look like Pavarotti. I'm going to take a bow with a handkerchief and see if they, you know, if they allow me to.
That should be wonderful to see. As a matter of fact, you don't look dissimilar to Pavarotti, do you?
No, no, no. I look very much like Pavarotti. In fact, I wrote a cookbook called, oh, you asked me, what's the name of your cookbook?
What's the name of your cookbook?
It's called Eat This.
Nice friendly title, Eat This.
Right, and there's a picture of me with Pavarotti in here, and we do look very much alike. Oh, I won't find it now, of course. Oh, can I show you my wife?
Yes, please.
There's my wife. There's a picture of us when we got married, and then 20 years later, well, now I'm married 25 years, but there's my lovely wife, Carol.
She's lovely. Absolutely beautiful.
I really feel that that's what the answer to life is, you know? Children and work and kids. I'm crazy about my kids.
Dom, if you're not going to sing for us, perhaps we might... Let me put it this way. You haven't been to Australia, have you?
I haven't. The closest I got was New Zealand, and I was there for a week, and then I had to come back, and I didn't get to Australia, but I'm dying to get there. I want to get there very, very badly.
Well, I tell you what, you wear that cap, hold up the Australian flag, and we'll sing for you a chorus of the unofficial Australian anthem, Waltzing Matilda.
Okay.
Ever heard of that, Waltzing Matilda?
Yes, well, I know her personally.
Once a jolly swagman camped by a billabong under the shade of the coolabah tree, and he sang as he watched and waited till his billy would. You'll come a waltzing Matilda. Nice and loud. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. And he sang as he sat and waited for his billy boy. You come a waltzing Matilda, but with me. That's for you, Dom. And thanks for your time in Hollywood. Dom DeLuise, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely man, a very funny man. Just great to talk to. One more look at him. Yeah, you feel better for seeing you. After this break, Jackie Green sings for us.
Do 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 do.